way from Houston, Texas. Look at those colors. You guys know what it is from this angle yet? Damn, looks good. Look at that ass. Oh, it looks so good in person. Look at all that carbon. Look at those pipes. The size of those mothers. 2024 Shelby Super Snake Mustang. A true Shelby. Now we're talking. Classic silver. I love those wheels. Damn, look at this thing. Alright, let me get close out with this guy and then we'll bring it in.
Yeah, he's done. It goes fast. Hey, Christopher, Mom's back now.
What?
Mom's back.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Dad always
Walk in front of the camera.
walks in front of the camera.
Dang, that looks so good.
Round wheels?
Oh my god, this thing is even more badass looking in person than it was online. Look at this freaking angle. Oh, look at those heat extractors. Fully functional. And so I saw an interview about a year ago when I first inquired about these cars that said the only original thing that Shelby did not touch were the rear quarter panels, but I'm second guessing that because I mean, this is just one piece right here, right? But I mean, I don't think Shelby does anything with the roof, the mirrors, maybe the doors. I don't know. That guy was pretty adamant. He was from Shelby, and he said the only thing that's original is these rear quarter panels. So maybe I'm wrong, but I think that they didn't touch other parts on here too, such as again the mirrors, the roof, and maybe the doors. But everything else, Shelby gets their hands on. You can see compared to a Dark Horse or a Ford GT, which is this thing started off as a Ford GT. For those who don't know, Shelby is you can consider them aftermarket, but they're like a hot rod shop that just builds these things like these in the Cobras and the F-150. They have a Super Snake version of that, but they take these Ford vehicles because Shelby was known. He was known for multiple different manufacturers, but Ford specifically. That's why there was like the Shelby GT500 and the Shelby GT350, which is coming back, and now a Shelby specific car, which they just released earlier this year. But they make the Super Snake as well. So they take a Ford GT, a Mustang GT, and here I can probably pop this hood, and they basically strip it down and they make it what you see here. They put on different fenders, different hood with functioning heat extractors. They do different wheels, different bumpers. Look at this wing that they have on here. It's just badass, and it's attached to the lid too, so the whole thing goes up. This is really neat too, this full carbon fiber rear diffuser. That's all custom done by Shelby. They had this boiler by Shelby. Look at these freaking pipes on this thing. I mean, what are those, like, what do you boys think? 8 inches? Something like that? Realistically, it's like 5 or 6. They also not just, beautify it, but they add these things from like the GT500. Check out what they do underneath the hood. Look at that. They throw that Whipple supercharger on here, which is a Ford-backed part, meaning they won't void your warranty by doing any of this aftermarket stuff on here. So not only do you get this badass Coyote 5-liter V8, we also get a Ford-backed Whipple supercharger that boosts this thing up to 830. They say 830 plus horsepower. So that tells me it's 830 minimum, which is nuts. Look at that Shelby right on the hood. Yeah, look at this freaking front. My GT500 had Shelby all over it. You guys remember that was on the front, down the splitters, on the back. But Shelby was more of like I don't want to say like a trademark, it was more of a name that they used. It wasn't a Shelby GT500, it was a Ford GT500 with Shelby branding on it. So that vehicle, from my understanding, never went to Shelby American. It was on the Ford, assembly line, and then delivered to Ford dealers from there and sold as a GT500. Now, Shelby would take those GT500s and they'd make them their own GT500, and they would boost the power, and I think they'd put body kits and they'd do something with the interior similar to this. But then also at the same time, Shelby had their version of it called the Super Snake. And this is the S650 model, 2024. And this is an awesome build. I was debating when I was finally got my allocation between this and I think it's called carbonized gray. I was just going back and forth. I'm like, man, the iconic silver is just, well, it's iconic. It's just really badass. That silver on black with those copper wheels. Oh, I couldn't beat it. So I was going back and forth with, that guy's name was Ron at Shelby American, super nice guy, about how I should do the build. And they only come a few ways. You can pick the exterior color, you can pick the stripe color, you can say if it's a coupe or a convertible, and you can say whether it's an automatic or manual. So there's not a whole lot. It's not like you can customize the hell out of it like you can with the Vantage, for example. So I was going, spend days and days in the simulator, just like figuring out how I want my perfect combo. I was thinking about doing the gray with like a silver stripe. Thought that would look really sharp. It actually look very similar to the Viper here. This is one that I built or I designed. I just think that color combo looks really nice. But then I was like, you know what? I actually want it to be more sinister, and I want to do like honor for the GT500. Because that's what this is replacing. So why don't we go with the gray with the black stripe? That would look really sinister and mean, and that was my deal. I was like, okay, send it. Gave my deposit, and then I was like, you know what? Actually, I do want the silver. So we went back and forth, and then that's when I found this car from dealership Friendly Ford in Houston, Texas. Super nice guys. They had this car listed for MSRP, which they all sell at MSRP. If you buy this directly with Shelby, if you build one, they always sell it right at MSRP. And they told me that up front. And I realized, or I noticed that the price for a 2025 model compared to 24 was up by almost $10,000. So I was like, hey, is this right? Or is this markup? What's going on? They said, no, the price went up. So right away, missing the allocation for 2024 cost me another almost $10,000. Whatever. Again, I sold the 4 cars. I'm going to have 9 months roughly until this comes in to save and pay off other car debt. It'll be fine. But you guys know me. Someone made a comment in that video. I forget what the comment was, but he's right. He was basically saying that I'm like a yo-yo. I make a decision, and then he called me a broken record. That's what it was, and yeah, I am, I guess. So selling the 4 for something like this, I feel is a worthy thing to do. I'll miss out on those 4 cars, and the Challenger actually sold to someone locally here, and he found my name, or he got my name from them, and he found my number. And he called me. He's actually going to buy my WeatherTech mats actually right here for the Challenger, wherever those are. Oh, they're back here on the table. He's actually going to buy those from me. So the Challenger is going to be back at the PaFur garage just to pick up the mats. It's kind of surreal having this here. I haven't looked at these for almost a year and built, kind of like the 992. You guys all have your dream cars that you just go on the configure and you build, and you're like, this is how I would do it. And it was nice to build this and have it kind of become a reality. Instead of getting to 2025 and waiting 8 months and saving money and paying off some debt and getting the car unideally at the end of the season, that's how I found this one. And so they had it listed at MSRP. I lowballed them like 12 grand off, and they accepted that without even a counter, which I thought was really awesome. I haven't ever had a car deal go that easy. And that driver, we get a lot of cars delivered. That driver, top 3 out of the dozens and dozens of people we've had deliver cars for us. That guy was incredible. What do you guys think of this? I know it's another silver car. Some of y'all don't like silver, but look at how badass this looks. Once I get it cleaned up and like probably tucked where the Z06 is, that red one, this thing is going to be a keeper for sure. I say that a lot. I don't always keep it, but this will be a keeper because these I can't just go out and replace, kind of like the Challenger. I am a freaking broken record, aren't I? I really love all this copper. I'll do a more in-depth tour, but I really love all this copper accents. That gets tied into the wheels, which gets tied into these little pieces up front. Man, it's just, Shelby knocked this out of the park. Their design team really did a good job on this. Oh, I didn't even show you. It's tinted too from the factory. I gotta go darker, but whatever. Look at this interior. So Shelby also, not only do they improve under the hood and make some nasty cosmetic improvements, but they also improve the inside as well. So my Dark Horse had manual seats without memory. So having a better car, my GT500 had manual seats without memory too. Obviously manuals can't have memory, but you know what I'm saying? Both those Mustangs had manual seats, and for that price range, why? So it's good to see this has them. And still take the interior, throw it in the trash. I don't really know what they do, but they re-skin these seats like a, what is that? It's like a microfiber almost. And feels like real leather. I don't think they do anything with the dash. Maybe this? No, that's factory, right? Yeah, it's over here too. Actually, I don't know. That's gotta be factory, right? I think you just do the seats, the front and back. Yeah, look at that. So cool. No sunroof, perfect. It's got all the new stuff in there. And how I found this was a YouTube short. It was a badass video showing this badass car, and I was like jokingly, I was like, I'll take it. And then I looked at the channel name, and it said Friendly Ford. And I was like, let's go to the website, see if they got it, because this was just posted like a month ago, and sure enough they had it. And that's when I contacted them. So they were eager to sell, obviously. I mean, not everybody spends this much cash on a Mustang. It is a Mustang. For this, I could have gotten the other car I was looking at, which is a Carrera, not even an S. That's why I didn't do it, because it's Porsche prices are just crazy right now. This is a whole lot of car for the same price as a base Carrera. That's nuts if you think about it. I remember turbos back in the day. By back in the day, I mean not even 15 years ago, were like 130 grand, 140 grand starting off. Now they're like what, almost 200, 180ish, something like that. All right, well, I don't got a whole lot of time. I got to get going home. I'll get a more in-depth video of this thing at a later date. I want to get you guys something showing you the new addition to the stable. Hopefully you guys all approve. I think it's a very worthy replacement for the 4. It kind of sucks getting rid of 4 for 1. Man, this thing looks better than all 4 of those in my opinion. I've always been a Chevy guy, love Camaros. I like Corvettes. The Challengers, I didn't like how physically big they are, but they're just badass cars, just really good cars for the money. And Mustangs are something I recently started getting into a couple years back, thus the GT500 and the Dark Horse. But man, this thing, I hate to say it, but I think this takes the cake. This beats them both. Can't wait to get some hands on here. I mean, it's silver, so there's not a whole lot of chances to find imperfections. But like, what's that? That's just dust. I think Shelby does a really good job on their paint quality when they put these things together. So I'm hoping for nothing big. You know, these things go to dealerships, and who knows what they do with them. Someone put a mile on this thing since I bought it about a week ago. Must have been just transport or something. But I'm assuming, or I'm hoping that nothing gets found. I am going to PPF the whole thing, and I'm even going to go over these stripes like I did on the Challenger. Well, that's got polished stripes in it, but the Challenger and the GT500 and something else had matte, like a vinyl sticker. Like, I wish these were painted, that'd be awesome. But a matte vinyl sticker. I'm just going to PPF the whole thing, so this will look gloss, which I think will look nice, because it won't be like, you know, gloss, matte, gloss. It'll just be all gloss. I mean, the matte looks really good. It matches down here too, this matte, and I don't think I can accurately get a stripe of matte PPF there without it being weird, because you have lines everywhere. I mean, granted, I have lines right now anyway, but whatever. We're going to do clear PPF on the whole thing. But yeah, I'll do another video detailing this sucker for you guys. Again, I just want to get a quick video up showing you what's new in the stable. Man, every angle on these cars looks so good. I love that ducktail. I love that wing. Oh my God. I can't stand it. Can't even stand it. Look at this ass. Look at those pipes. Oh my God. I gotta settle down. I'm ending this one here. I won't film anything this weekend because I am heading to Tampa, but then I'll be back the following weekend and we'll detail it out. Let me know what y'all think. I think it's badass. I love it. Alright guys, as always, I do appreciate watching. See you in the next one. Thanks.